Popcorn. Get your popcorn. Hot dogs, peanuts, juice boxes. In the main event, weighing in at 180 pounds soaking wet, Cosmic Crypto. At 7'2", 225 pounds. Some people like to call him Gusto. Others like to call him Prometheus. I call him Will Watson. Who's going to win?
That was easy.
I welcome you to the official 2025 crypto debate. Before we start, please hit your share and like button, and let's scare the shit out of the NFL ratings department. I'm Caveman Fantasy, your host and your moderator for tonight's shenanigans. I've been tasked with the impossible challenge to be the voice of reason between these two. Now, before I introduce my two guests, I want to shout out to Sarah, who's behind the scenes trying to make this all run smoothly. Sarah, I just want to say thank you very much on behalf of the three of us. And of course, to these two gentlemen, thank you. You've taken the time to do this tonight, and you've put your reputation on the line. And why have you put your reputation on the line? Well, because you guys, that's right, you have all stepped up. You have spent the past week giving these questions to us, and we're going to see what happens with this. So how it's going to work, guys, I just want to give you a little lowdown on how it's going to break down. Round one is going to be the questions that I'm going to ask to either both of them or to one or the other. After that, there's going to be a round two. Round two, gloves off. These two are going to duke it out. Whatever they want to do, however they want to say it, they're going to go head to head. It is, there's no gloves. This is the main event. Round three is going to be an opportunity. The opportunity for you guys to decide who is the winner of the 2025 crypto debate. Is it going to be Will Watson? Is it going to be Cosmic Crypto? No. But you guys get to decide. So how that's going to work, right here, there's going to be a blue folder. That blue folder will have pretty much one question. Who is the winner? You're going to get to choose Will Watson or Cosmic Crypto. You only have one chance. You'll have 5 minutes to make this decision. Once you've made a decision, you cannot change it. Now, the question is, what are we going to do in that 5 minutes? Well, what we're going to do in that 5 minutes is you're going to have the opportunity to come up here and you're going to ask a question to one of the two guys or both. After 5 minutes is up, we're done. We'll reveal the winner. And then from here on in, either Will Watson, Cosmic Crypto, will be the ultimate crypto debater. All right. So without further ado, and to give Sarah her cue, let's get this party started. Boys and girls, DJs and diamond hands, my first guest could turn a Jerome Powell speech into a bedtime story. He could swoon the normies with his macro knowledge. And odds are he's in half of your FYP because, simply put, he makes millions of videos a day. He's got the hottest takes, the fastest TA, and enough caffeine in his system to run a validator farm. And so many costumes. He is the party in the city. Put those love hearts in the chat for my man, William Watson. Yeah, he did it. Flipper, is that you?
Go, baby. I'm ready.
Are you prepared for this? What would you call yourself?
I call myself fucking dolphin in these streets, fucking eating these sharks. I know Cosmic might have a shark costume on, so just want him to know he probably should have Googled that dolphins fuck sharks up, bro. So let's go. I'm charged up. I'm ready to eat some fucking ears and rip them off some fucking faces. Let's go. And have a nice friendly debate. It's a good time. Namaste. Good vibes.
No dolphins or sharks were hurt in the making of this debate. Okay, well, our next guest, he's been called many, many things. He's been called cosmic. He's been called chaotic. He's been called occasionally correct. But never, and I repeat, never has he been called a reverse indicator. He's the co-founder of Cosmically Bullish, host of the Cosmic Crypto Show, and possibly the only man who's ever compared coin dominance to the Dow Jones and had it make sense. He doesn't predict prices. He predicts vibes. He survived more fakeouts than a Dex rug pull, and he still believes in an alt season, and only if it's going to be 42 days long. Put your tinfoil hats on, open your third eye. From Venus to Mars, love hearts in the chat for my man, Cosmic Crypto. It is the way. It is the way. Okay. I see you guys have brought the fire. I like it. Wow. I'm trying to remember his name. Will, can you help me?
You mean Mando?
Mando.
You mean
Mando, do you know where Cosmic
Yeah.
is?
Rhoda?
Wow. This is going to be an awkward debate, Will. Will, this is going to be an awkward
I think
debate.
this will be an interesting debate since he'll be silent.
Right. I feel like you're going to win this debate.
I know, but from style points wise, though, I mean, style points are off the charts right there.
Okay, he brought the fire. He brought the fire.
Grogu on the shoulder, that's fucking awesome. Not gonna lie, I shouldn't have told him he was muted. Should have just let it ride.
Gentlemen. Wow. How are you guys feeling right now?
I am on the screen. Honey, look, it's William Watson.
Babe, I'm doing a live with the guy who takes screenshots of everything dumb I do.
That's fair. That's fair.
What do we
is
got
currently
here?
getting undressed.
We
I like it.
have Cosmic Crypto new merch on the Cosmically Bullish channel. You can get your new Cosmic Crypto t-shirt today, 25% off if you go. But wait till after the debate. Sorry,
That's
continue.
ironic because I just
Or-
want to take this opportunity to say you can now get your. No, just kidding. I got nothing.
Or you could go to the Rise Up Morning Show, rumshq.com, and spend your money on something that actually gives you knowledge. Or you could buy a coffee mug also.
For the audience, guys, is this the first time that everyone sees you guys together on one screen?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, although technically no, because it was like a few days ago. Bullish Babe and Cosmic were on live, and I was swiping through TikTok, and it showed up, and all I saw was Cosmic going, I don't know, he's got this chin, and I was like, that can only be one. and then Bullish Babe was like, what if he was here right now? And I was like, I was on the toilet, and I was like, I am here right now. It was fortuitous timing. So, and then they brought me on screen. I was on screen for 30 seconds, said hi, had to run. So technically, this is the second. But it's the real first one, and it's a pleasure. It's a long time coming.
So
Now-
I like to say, William, I'm a big fan. I wake up every morning to your awesome TA and your insights. Appreciate you coming out here doing this every day, especially hopping in here with me. Man, that's so awesome. This is like so cool because I told Caveman I would love to do this with you, and I didn't think it was possible. I meant
Possible,
anything is possible. Never underestimate a bull run, right?
Yeah, well, dude. Also, at the same time, you and I have had fun, and I like people who poke fun at me too. I like laughing at myself more than just about anybody. Look at me. Look at me. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at other people, and I like laughing at other people. And I enjoy the stuff that you make, and it's nice to have somebody making like fun, light humor in the space, and also being like a good, positive, emotional support for people, in tough times. So I think you do a great job of both those. So I'm happy to be here, man.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yes, it's like a dream come true.
Yeah. Now.
All right. You ready to take the skirts off?
Now I gotta hurt you.
Yeah. Well, just remember our deal. If I win, I get that Martian shirt.
Well,
You
I
win.
ran 2 miles in it,
I'll let
so
you get
it'll be
this.
nice and sweaty for you.
Okay, guys. It's time. You ready for round one?
Let's do it.
Yep.
So round one is going to be a series of questions for the audience. What we're going to do, we're going to answer the first round is going to be questions directed to both these gentlemen. Afterwards, we're going to have questions to either of them. So Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Way better.
So we're gonna start with the first question. You can start first. Cosmic, you can answer it afterwards. Should the president allow access to 401k funds to invest a private equity? Will it have a positive or negative impact on crypto, and why?
Should the president? I don't think there's necessarily a should or should not. I just think it's generally a good thing to be able to offer options to people, right? I don't like the idea of having options being limited to people. It's one of the reasons why I really like crypto, blockchain, and the whole decentralized environment, because it says, hey, I trust you to be your own responsible, intelligent person and take accountability for yourself. Here are all the options in the world to choose the path that you want to walk down. So do I think the president should or should not? I don't think it's that. I think that it's nice that he has. Is it going to be a good thing for the space? Yeah, of course it's going to be a good thing for the crypto space. It's going to open up a ton of money. Now, is it going to be good for people? That depends on how many crypto assets people get exposure to who know nothing about it, right? So many people, let's just say an ETF gets approved for some random shit coin and somebody buys into it and then just slams all the way fucking down, right? No, but if it's like a Bitcoin, if it's your Ethereum, if it's your Solana, it's a lot of safer major plays. And I think it can be a really good thing and a good opportunity for people to get in early to these assets as they get listed as ETF products through 401ks and those kinds of assets.
Okay. Cosmic?
I totally agree. I can't debate on that one. I mean, if you give people the choice, they could fund something that's going to be boring, like a stock or a bond or something, or you can go ahead and invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, or something like that. I think they're going to go for that, without a doubt.
I found it interesting that you guys just changed 2 words, but I digress. Cosmic, how the hell do people sit on here and talk hours upon hours about this crypto shit? Great question.
Well, once you explain to your normie friends how a ZK rollup, works, they stop inviting you out, right? you have plenty of time to talk on here and come up with some fun stuff, so that's how I do it.
Will?
Do
your thing.
For me,
nice touch, Paul. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just wanted to congratulate you on the nice suit attire coming from Shark to Suit.
Thanks. It was getting a little hot in there. But no, for me, like, it's nice because I feel like I'm genuinely helping people. And I started making content because I wanted to at least inspire a few people to start their educational journey in finance and investing, because I didn't learn any of that in school. I had to learn all that myself. So if I could just inspire one person to learn about, well, what's compounding interest? Why should I pay attention to stocks? If I'm doing a 401k, is that all I should be doing? If not, why? Just helping people level up and start asking those questions to begin their own educational journey. And that's why I do everything that I do. And then also, I made so many mistakes in my first 5 years in crypto that I was like, if I can help someone just shorten that time period by 1 or 2 years, then this is an awesome and dope thing. So that's why I do it, man. That's why I make 6 to 10 videos a day.
And we watch them all. Will, this question goes to you first. What made you decide that crypto was the future, and why did you decide to invest?
I first got interested in crypto when I found out about Ethereum, and it was programmable money. And I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? And I was in the AI machine learning space, so I wanted to go and figure out what it was. And then I started diving into like Bitcoin and the history of money. And I went, oh shit, like this is a way better form of currency outside of any nation state. If anything's ever going to replace the dollar as the global reserve currency, it's going to be Bitcoin, in my opinion. And I saw this beginning fundamental shift of this, one of the single most important things that makes our society run, which is money. It's the financial incentive. And then you have hopefully like a good moral incentive. You want to be a good person. And that money piece is being entirely revolutionized and disrupted. And I was like, holy shit, this is changing the game. It's changing gold, changing International Money Fund, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I saw. And then once I saw that you could start like changing businesses, you could put insurance on chain and get rid of the middleman. And pretty much everything was get rid of the middleman. It'll be cheaper. It'll be faster. It'll be more approachable. This is better for everybody in almost not every industry, but most industries. So I was like, all in here.
Cosmic?
Well, being somebody from Generation X who's seen everything basically turn digital, right? I remember using the rotary phones. My grandma had one of those phones, and you had to have a cord. You could only go so far. And I seen the progression of that to, oh, we could walk around the house now with a little phone. Oh, crap, I have a bag phone. I took Normie wife. I took her to prom. I had a bag phone, plugged it in, but felt like I was the man, right? To cell phones, to now you talking to your watch, right? Digital money is not that far-fetched. Name any sci-fi movie you've seen that had cash.
Yeah. Cosmic, let me ask you a question here real quick. As somebody who has gone from like rotary phone to, you've seen so much digitization in the normal world, in the crypto space in just the past 8 years, we've seen a shit ton of change also. What would you say is the biggest or the most impactful in your mind change in terms of technology, applications, interfaces, whatever you think is the most impactful?
I don't think you were supposed to come up with your own questions.
But I allow it.
You allow it. Awesome. Great question, by the way. Man, I meant number one, speed. I meant now it's like instantaneous, right? I mean, that's probably been the biggest shift is speed, as well as security. Security has really beefed up throughout the years. But I think the biggest thing is the ease of use. And I think that's really what's going to bring most retail in, is if it can be easy to use, cheap to buy, easy to use, right? Seamless. And we're starting to get more and more of that now. I'm excited about it. How about you?
For me, it's definitely on the easy. Like the biggest pain point for me ever was like once I learned how to get you a wallet, it was then paying gas fees on Ethereum. That was the biggest pain point. And now once we solved that kind of exploded, and you had your Solana, you had your Algorand, you had your Hedera, you had so many options that are good and great. But even with that fixed, it was still super hard. Like people still had to, what wallet do I have to get? Like what chain do I have to be on? Like, what do you mean I can lose all my money? Can't I just sign into this with an email? I feel like the biggest change is the change that happened like this year, where you can just put your email in now for a few like websites, a few decentralized applications, and it just spins up a wallet for you immediately, because finally we have like solutions that anybody can use and they don't have to worry about this whole wallet setup and shit.
Agree. I think that's how mass adoption happens, when normies are using it and they don't even know they're using it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways,
right,
hey,
gentlemen.
man.
Great job. You're making my life easy. What's one mistake you guys made early that you wouldn't want the audience to repeat? And have you ever fallen for a scam? If so, what kind of scam did you fall into, and did you lose a lot?
My answer to this is one and the same. It was a scam, and also it was a big fucking mistake. And the reason why I did this was simply because my emotions like turned off my brain, and my irrationality and desire to be fast to something made me lose, I think, $37,000. And it was in the NFTs, and I had bought crypto bulls at the time. And at the time, they were going for like 3 Ethereum, and now they're worth like 0.01 Ethereum. So NFTs murdered me. God. But hey, tax loss harvesting, I guess. So anyway, but I was in the Discord, and I was active in the community, and this dude was like, hey, we can trade like these bulls. And I was like, oh, we can trade these bulls? And I was like, I was going to get like a good bull for like 2 bulls or whatever that I were like, okay. And I was like so irrationally thinking that, well, these are NFTs, they're like cards. Of course you can trade them, right? Like, of course you couldn't. Like, that was a total scam. And my irrationality and excitement turned off my mental brain and I could feel a part of the back of my brain screaming at me, but I was so irrationally overcome with my emotions that I just walked into basically handing this dude, at the time was like 8 Ethereum or whatever, worth of these NFTs, and yeah, I got totally scammed. And then I immediately went and bought 2 bulls back, because the community then got pissed at me because they saw that I just gave these 2 bulls away on chain. And so then I lost even more money, but at least the community was happy, so that's something. But yeah, that was it. It was being so emotionally wrapped up in feeling like there was an opportunity that my brain just turned off, and I did the stupidest thing you could do, and that was the biggest mistake I made, and the scam I fell for.
Wow. Was it called Crypto Bulls or Balls?
Yeah, it was crypto bulls.
Oh, just making sure.
Yeah, I'm
Cosmic?
sure there is crypto
Oh,
bulls.
those
There
coins we
probably
bought
is.
last cycle, right?
Yeah.
Mine was Cat Girl. I messed up on Cat Girl. Never again from last cycle. But I would say probably the biggest mistake that I make, and a lot of new people make, especially coming in and this kind of being your first exposure to, candles going up and down and whatever, is chasing whatever's green. Maybe you came in and held for a little bit of time, and then all of a sudden, you see Ethereum popped, and maybe your coin hasn't popped yet. What I used to do is hop into the coins that were pumping all the time, and I found that I wasn't making any money doing that. I was losing money. I was losing money to gas fees and everything else. And then as soon as I would, the coin that I got out of would obviously do its thing. So I learned it to be more of a patience game, not sitting there and just trying to chase whatever hype narrative that you could find or whatever everybody's, popping off at the time, but really just focus on what your strategy is and what you have going.
Nice. You guys will be interesting to know that was the number one question by far. There was not even a question that was closer than that by everybody. I had to condense that into one long question. I'm sorry. You guys did a great job answering.
Well, I also see some people be like, debate, this is the first date. We agree on a lot of things. We're trying to find something to disagree on. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. It's coming. Remember, chat. These are your questions, not mine. Extended bull run. Maybe. No, you guys will probably be on the same page here too. Extended bull run, question mark. Or have we reached the top? If not, where do you guys see it topping and when?
Who's first? I'll go first.
Cosmic, sorry. Go ahead, Cosmic.
Okay, so I think we are probably going to be seeing some acceleration here pretty soon. Obviously,
you muted.
You're muted because you took your clothes off again.
Oh. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes and mute yourself so Will can't hear heavy breathing. That's just what I imagine's happening.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I don't know what happened. Why did it keep muting?
You got hot. I got it.
Shoot, I forgot what the question. Oh, the bull run. Extended, no. I don't believe in it, that it's going to be a super cycle. The wallets don't act like, they're trying to grab a whole bunch of Bitcoin for any type of extended cycle. I mean, it's clear you see distribution happening. I think we're getting close. Things are starting to accelerate. It's really the big things I've been paying attention to are gold and the Russell 2000, which I want to shout out William Watson, who mentioned that the other day. That's one, big indicator of mine, what I've been looking at. And I think if we can get a breakout of there and if we can see gold maybe, take its way down a little bit, maybe this was just a quick short squeeze, that things get fired up pretty quick. My worry is the jobs data that's been coming in. Because I understand how fast that cascades, and markets are forward thinking, right? Anytime that you will see unemployment spike, the market's already at the bottom. So the window, I feel like, is a lot shorter. And I think we're in the window all the way up from here till October.
Thank you. Will?
So just to clarify, so you think we're seeing upside action until the end of October?
I'm saying where the top could possibly be. I can't, how you have a top of the market and then there'll be some time afterwards. Maybe some liquidity still splashing around, but I think the top could be even this month, more or less moving to October, right? At what point does the Fed, when they're cutting the rates, are they being reactive versus proactive, right? And when does that fear actually spark? And does a possibility exist that could be a sell the news event, right? I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible, especially in a weird environment that we've been into. I still think we get it. I'm not quite sure exactly where it ends, but I would definitely be taking profits if things start shooting up.
So you say October, correct?
That's between now and October, correct?
Okay.
Is where I'm thinking the market will top.
Yes, I disagree. I think that right now you could potentially either see ideally a pump into rate cuts on September 17th, and you have a buy the rumor, sell the news event, and I think you'll see a lot of people claiming that that's a top if it is in fact one. Or since we're sliding now, we slide until rate cuts happen, and then the market reacts afterwards, and then we go up a little bit, and people will be saying that that's the top. That's what I think will happen. But the top implies that the cycle would end and that the cycle carries on and that there's a bear market for some extended period of time, typically about a year and a half or so. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that the cycle is happening. So you're going to have tops and you're going to have what will be bottoms, but to say this is the top and this is the bottom is working within the framework of the 4-year cycle, which I think is just kaput, just gone. And it's entirely because the ETF products and institutional money plays this game very, very differently. Where they see a 30% dip, that to them is the 60, 70, 80% dip that Bitcoin used to have because of what they're used to in terms of the stock market, right? They come in, they dive in with their money, it moves the market, and you're going to see markets stabilize. The bear market, instead of a year and a quarter, I think will be maybe 4 or 5 months, right? Maybe even just a quarter, which is what we have seen. You have a quarter consolidation to the downside, and then the market picks up again. And then you have a quarter maybe to the downside, market picks up again. I think we see Bitcoin and crypto behave in a very different pattern. And any top that we have using the 4-year cycle in comparison isn't going to be correct because of how different things are now. So when do I think we could hit a top? I think we hit a top in about 4 years. Now, I think you have 30% swings to the downside in Bitcoin on the way up. And I'm basing that off of what happened to the gold ETF when that spun up and went live in the earlier 2000s. Gold went on an 8-year run, but it had 30% corrections, 20% corrections along the way. And I think Bitcoin does something very, very similar. And we're not going to really know what the top was until we're able to look back in hindsight.
I think your flaw in the gold thing is that there were other products for Bitcoin, right? But there was no other products for gold for their ETF. So it was like a one-of-a-kind thing. I don't think that's what we're seeing at all.
But so yes, absolutely good point. But to counter that, the Bitcoin ETF in the first year has smashed records. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but it has absolutely obliterated ETF record inflows in the first year. And it's gotten inflows in the first year that's equivalent to, I think it took gold 5 or 6 years or something to get to. I'd have to look all this up, but it's around that framework. So despite there being no options for gold then, there's way more liquidity now. There's way more of a pain point with inflation now. And despite there being way more options, Bitcoin smashed every single record.
So looking at the altcoins, looking at, Ethereum had some movement, right? We've seen Tron. We've seen a lot of the layer ones either get up to their all-time highs or set new all-time highs, correct? When do we see altcoins ever move?
I think you see
we see it in 2 times. One, during Bitcoin expansion, right? That means it came out of the bear market, expanded, set a new all-time high, right? Or end of cycle. That's how it's been. XRP is the
like,
same way. XRP bros don't want to hear it either. But XRP is only breaking out during a Bitcoin expansion or at the end of the cycle.
Close to the second part of this debate. You guys are fired. I want.
That's a good question.
It's a very good question. Thank you, guys. I want to go on to the next part because you touched on it, Will, and I could draw a parallel here, but I won't. I'll remain neutral. Is it possible that XRP might do a mini bull run in the middle of a bear market next year or two?
No, I mean, not if you're in a bear market. I mean, you saw XRP, get good news in relation to the SEC lawsuits that it had, and that was like the big thing that was supposed to make it, fly upwards. And at the time, XRP was, at 50 cents, like right between like 40 cents and 60 cents, and just ranging for forever. And then it got the good news, the best news that it was supposed to ever have, that was going to launch it, but it was in a bear market. And you had XRP go from like 40 cents to like 60 cents again. It's really just kind of staying in that range. I think it maybe went up to like 65 cents or something right that, and then it cooled down again. So like if the bear market is here, I mean, no altcoins or I won't say it's impossible, of course, but it's such a hard environment to see something fly up the way we're used to seeing in the crypto space when Bitcoin's super red.
So I do see a possibility of that. And this is how I get there. I've done a lot of hole digging into how crypto relates to the telecommunications industry, especially around the environment of when the regulations came into effect, right? It took telecommunications 20 years before they were able to get the regulations and get things. And after that, it was like a couple years to set up, right? Crypto's at 17 years right now. So we've obviously done it faster than they have. What I could see be the possibility is, if they start really getting into regulations, once regulations are kind of built and laid out, the market will probably pick the winners. And if XRP is one of those winners, which it has been in the top 10 and the last decade, even while fighting with the SEC, I'm pretty sure that it's going to probably run, because what we've seen in telecommunications is those that did get picked are actually had like a 2-year bull run afterwards. Mm-hmm. And they picked up and bought a lot of the other pieces for infrastructure and things like that.
The only way I see a coin like XRP, or any altcoin for that matter, having a run upwards while Bitcoin, doesn't and is red and is down, would be if there's a lot of demand for that altcoin through the ETF products. It's the only way. Because like you'll see gold go up in value, but silver might be shitting the bed, or copper might be shitting the bed. So like not all precious metals have to do the same thing that gold does, even though it's, the Bitcoin of, precious metals. So at some point, we should see moments where Bitcoin's kind of not doing great and Ethereum's doing great. Solana's doing great. XRP is doing great, but it needs exposure, and it needs exposure to institutional money, and there needs to be demand from that money. And just because you have an ETF doesn't mean you're going to get that demand. So if you can start seeing real demand come in for altcoins like you are for Ethereum right now, you then start to have the puzzle pieces lining up to say, hey, maybe this thing could go while Bitcoin doesn't.
So do you remember last cycle in the bear market, QNT ran up from $40 to like, I think it was almost $240, $300 or something like that. Ridiculous.
Are we talking 2023?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you also had Render go up, and you had
so you have outliers. So
you had Injective, yeah. But when you're in a bear market, when you have some coins that are really, really getting some good, strong fundamentals and adoption, at the time Render was, at the time Injective was, and with Quant, I think it was the coin that most capitalized on the ISO 20022 craze, which is total bullshit. But it wasn't at the time. It was very exciting and new, and I think Quant was like the biggest beneficiary of that. But yeah, it was impressive. So yes, there are outliers.
Great, gentlemen. This next one is from TikTok world. Everyone knows you judge TikTok's success by how many fake accounts you have. Who has the most? Cosmic or Will? And whomever has the least, why do you think that is?
Will's
Start with
got
you, Will.
Will's got
Nice.
more clones than a
We all
Star
know.
Wars prequel.
Yeah. It's got to be
I
me.
counted. I started counting them. I got bored and tired after 153 of yours, right? And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy.
I will say TikTok's done a better job, or they've just stopped me from looking up, because I used to, at the beginning of my day, type in my name and block. And at the end of the day, type in my name and block, because every single day there were at least 10 new ones that were created by the beginning of the day and the end of the day. And I'd have to go through and block all of them. It was like a part-time job. It's so, oh.
So
and
basically, what he's saying is the market saw his takes and said, we better hedge.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, sorry guys, it's myself, it's Coach JV, and
Yeah, JV.
I don't know.
He's
Yep.
everywhere.
Yeah, and a few other folks too. They're all in your DMs asking how your trading's going. So sorry about that. I just really want to know how your trading's going.
Right? Okay, guys.
All thousands of you.
If
Ugh.
someone more serious, on a more serious note, if someone loses money following your advice, how should you guys respond?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. You first of all, I will say, if there's ever an influencer, ooh, hey there. If there's ever an influencer who says, "Oh my God, it's happening all over," it's happening all over my face. If there's ever an influencer who says, "Hey, it was your own decision and you lost that money," like, yeah, fuck that person, right? Like, there's some self accountability to take as an influencer coming on here, and there have been people who've done stuff and that I've recommended, and they've lost money, and like it guts me. And every creator should not take that as an opportunity to just totally deflect it. And sometimes you can't, because some people are just real douchebags. But you should, as a creator, when you see that, go, okay, like, I need to get better. How can I get better? And you try to get better. And then you try to do a better job of explaining your strategy. Because I win more than I lose. But do I do a good job explaining my strategy to people? Maybe I didn't do as good of a job, And some people, they hear your strategy, they start it, and then they just totally do something else and they blame you, and there's nothing you can do there. But still, can you explain that better? Is there something you can add to your repertoire that helps people more? And so, yeah, that's what I think the correct response is.
Cosmic?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I agree. Taking responsibility is huge, right? And really, anything that at least I know I say, I share exactly what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and I can remind the market. I remind everybody that the market can humble anybody quickly. It's humbled me on several occasions. And same, you have to take the L's to learn. That's part of it.
Okay, so this next question, I believe, is trolling Cosmic Crypto. If crypto influencers were Pokemon, which one would you be and why? And which one would your opponent be? I don't know anything about Pokemon, so feel free.
All right. Okay, I'm not even the Pokemon like that, okay? But if I had to pick, if I'm saying I'd pick, I'd probably be whatever Pokemon like would evolves late, but becomes unstoppable, right? The one that forgets about it until it pulls up, and then he wipes the whole field. That'd be me.
So Grandpa hologram Pokemon? Is that what you're trying to say? Will,
For
is there
Will,
a Grandpa?
For Will, he'd
grandpa?
probably be the one that looks flashy early, but he just runs out of moves by round 2. You catch it a lot. It's the one you catch a lot and makes a lot of noise, but it's just not winning tournaments.
Wow. Will,
Yeah,
a retort for that?
So this is a question, as you guys can tell, I'm a big fan of Pokemon. This is a question that I've dropped in my friend group all the time. We always ask each other, like, we know, we have our closest friends say who we are as Pokemon. And like, I am Exeggutor. I'm Exeggutor. Like, and I think Cosmic's actually pretty accurate. Like, you're not going to win tournaments with Exeggutor. But he's super chill. He's a beast. He has strong moves. But like, he's just a chill, friendly, big, thick big thick palm tree guy, you know. I'm taller though, so I feel like I'd be a lowland executor. But
How tall are you? This was a question on our show.
I'm 6'2". I feel like to be a lowland, you should be like
6'2",
6'5", you know, maybe. But yeah, I'm 6'2". And then Evan's 6'3". Fun fact.
6'3"?
6'3". Yeah, he's in the tall Dow, by the way, which you have to be 6'3" minimum, which is bullshit. you have to be 6'3" to be in the tall Dow.
Okay.
But,
what about your third amigo, Alex?
Alex is 5'10", 5'11", 5'10", 5'11". No, he's 5'11".
I'm 5'11".
Yeah, he's 5'11". Haha. Yeah, I know Alex is like, don't you take an inch from me. But what Pokemon Cosmos would be is Pokemon. He'd be Sandslash, the evolved form of Sandshrew. It's just a vibe. I'm Executor. He's Sandslash. I feel like that's accurate. I would ideally, love to be a Gyarados or a Dragonite. Ooh, I'd love to be a Dragonite.
No idea who he's talking about.
But I feel like I'm not a Dragonite. But I'd love to be one.
Fair. I can't transition from that one, so I'm just gonna ask the next
somebody
question.
transcribe that and send it to me so I can look those guys up.
Will wants to be a Dragonite, everyone. What was the biggest determinant? What? Sorry, I apologize. What is the biggest detriment to retail adoption?
I mean, the biggest. You mean like currently, like right now?
Right now.
I mean, it's perception. It's perception. Like, crypto is scams. Crypto is meme coin gambling. Crypto is what the Republicans support. Crypto is, not my political party. It's that political party. It's a whole bunch of stuff that can trigger an emotional response, potentially, and prevents you from actually understanding or finding like how this environment is for everybody because it's built by the people for the people, meant to benefit the people. And granted, you're going to have people do scams and all that kind of crap on top of it because there's money and attention here. But that's the biggest thing. It's perception, it's PR, it's public image. Everyone thinks NFTs are all scams. Everyone thinks crypto's scams. How I first heard about crypto ever in life was, Bitcoin on the Silk Road being just, a currency for, illegal substances and things like that. So, I mean, that's the biggest problem. It's negative PR or negative emotional feelings that people have based on things that they heard instead of, doing a little bit of research and realizing that PR isn't correct. But that PR is a huge roadblock.
Hey, remember that video you did and you were smoking in it? Was there a little bit of Mary Jane in that?
I mean, if it wasn't a cigar, then
Cosmic?
They'll call me Cosmic for nothing either. So,
yeah.
What is the biggest detriment for you?
It's not regulation, and I don't think it's even the tech. I think it's confidence. And confidence comes from basically one thing: price movement. Retail doesn't show up when things are cheap and quiet. We never see them do that, right? They show up when the charts are freaking green, right? And people are making money, and they think they can do it too, right? And you got all the TikToks are trending, and their cousin knows everything about, nothing. All of a sudden, knows how to do crypto, right? That's the biggest one is really about that. And that's why cycles matter, right? That's why structure matters. The market has to move first, then narratives catch fire, right? And then the media catches on, right? And retail plunge in. And that's what we've seen. I still think we're there until different. I see things like even today when we're talking about some other coins. Look how everything is moving together, right? As it does in a speculative bubble. Those gifts are awesome, by the way. It's hard to we got some cool shit going down there, right? But see how things are moving together. This is speculation that we're seeing right now, and not the utility bull run. I just don't think we're there yet.
Okay. So I got a doozy for you guys. Are either of you guys concerned about a potential Tether global delisting and Bitcoin market crash for those relying on Tether? I'm going to start with you, Will. Actually, no. Cosmic, you go first this time.
Um, I'm so excited about this question because I think we talk about it every cycle.
Gloves off.
This is always the biggest fun,
This,
right? And
hey,
that's the
chat.
best thing,
This is
right?
what you were waiting for.
Right. So, this would be a black swan event. We don't ever call black swan events, right? It's highly unlikely. If this happened in 2017, it would have probably killed some stuff, right? Crypto could have really died. But now I think we've diversified a lot from it, into other stable coins, and into other things. So I think it would hurt very bad. I don't think it would be enough to break us because I think we'll still be able to do our thing and survive.
So you think it's possible?
I'm saying no. No one's ever called black swans. I mean, it's just like, when have we ever done that, right? When have you ever called that? Oh wow, we all called that. It's never been that.
So
It's
let me
never
ask
been
you
the
more.
thing we all said it was going to happen that happens, right? It's always the thing that doesn't. That is just the surprise.
I want to be more pointed on this question for you, Cosmic. Are you concerned that Tether is going to be delisted?
I'm not. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they're going to be great. I think they're a big business and they're going to do what they need to do to make sure they fall into regulation at some point. Because that's what big businesses do. Were they going to just quit it all?
Yeah, for me, I'm not worried about Tether being delisted, because I'm pretty desensitized to this conversation. It's going on for 8 years. But the reasoning I put behind that is the United States needs people to buy bonds. Who buys bonds? Countries buy bonds. But countries aren't buying bonds like they used to. So the United States needs people or something to buy bonds so that we can keep spending money totally recklessly. And who's buying bonds right now? Stablecoin issuers are. USDC, Tether, they're both in the top 10 for biggest purchasers of US bonds in the world, or maybe one's in top 15, but they're continuously moving up that list. So the United States, who is the global financial and military empire of the world, will say, oh, you guys, you wanna buy my debt? I love you. Come, new friends. Yay. And then they'll grab Circle and they'll grab Tether by both cheeks and carry them off and frolic into the sunset as those companies purchase US debt. And there you go. So no, I'm not too worried about it.
Well, that was
easy.
Are you guys, what hurdles have you guys had to overcome in life, not just crypto? And what have you done to overcome these challenges? We're going to start with Will.
I mean, I've had a fairly easy upbringing, upper middle class family. One of four in terms of siblings, and like my parents kind of figured shit out when they got to me. I kind of came out pretty good. I feel like, we moved a lot. I've had a friend, my best friend in middle school, was killed, and I had another friend. Recently die at a young age in motorcycles, but like people who pass who you love. And I have a brother who's, had bouts with alcoholism and drugs and gangs and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I don't know, you just kind of get through it. Like I've had so many people around me that, love me and support me, and I love them and support them, ride or dies all day long. And so like anything that's been an issue, I've always had people around me. And I don't know, I wouldn't say I have trauma, but I've had things happen, and I don't know, dude. It's just about the people you have around you, man. I don't know if I really answered your question great, but I wouldn't really consider I had like a whole bunch of challenges in my life out of anything that's a normal life experience,
Yeah. Cosmic?
Oh man, that sounds like a fairy tale to me. I would love that. No, I had a bunch of challenges. My mom had me when she was young, out of wedlock. Dad left when I was born. She's been married 4 or 5 times. I've been the new kid to many of schools, and I've always had to deal with things myself, and that obviously make me not trust a lot of things when you deal with things yourself. But I say, the biggest thing for me is really when I started making this crypto content. I didn't have a big following. I know you didn't either, because me and you kind of came in similar time. I think you were a little bit before me, but you were there in the bear, right? And that for me gives you a level of respect that's bar none. So I always, when I mess with you, I always walk to a line, but not quite ever cross that line. But I'll walk up to that motherfucker, right? But doing that and all I had really was, my phone and conviction, right? And I just had to battle through a lot of self-doubt, going through that. During that time, I for the first 2 years, I was making crypto content and I was getting a bunch of surgical stuff done. I didn't even have teeth for many of videos. That's why I did a lot of just the music and, that's where that kind of spurred from the words into there. So, and these are all bought and paid for by Solana. I'm not a big fan of Solana, but you know what? Solana made me more money than any coin has ever made me.
You got the teeth to show it.
Yeah, and the teeth to show it. But, just keep showing up. And that's what I did. And I just keep betting on myself. And I hope others, do the same. I want other people, some people I feel like I may inspire because they said, hey, I've seen you making content. And they're like, if you can do it, I can do it. They probably don't say that much to you, right? But they'll say it to me because I'm really like them. Most people don't have the awesome chin and the cool mustache and the cool hair, and you definitely have the looks, and you definitely are great communicating.
Thanks, dude.
But yeah.
All right. Enough of that. Guys, I'm going to get back to crypto here. What utility project narratives do you like most? And what are your top 3 coins?
Narratives I like most. Web3 gaming is the use case that I love the most because I think it's the use case that onboards the most people to actually using crypto, because most people aren't really active investors or traders. They won't be actively using DeFi. But that is then my next narrative. It's DeFi because it actually gets adoption amongst its targeted customers and user base. Those are my 2 favorite narratives. And then thirdly, if I can't choose Bitcoin for store value, if I can't choose stable coins for payment processing, because I think it's genuinely useful and kind of kicks ass, it would just kind of be like NFT technology in general. I'm gonna cop out on the third answer. I'm not gonna say DeSci because I don't really like DeSci. AI agents have a play, but I just feel like you can do AI agents and not have it on the blockchain and have it be a great solution, right? So I think there's some play there, but I don't like a lot of the big narratives now as much as I do like Bitcoin or stable coins or just NFT technology in general. What are my favorite tokens or projects? I love Immutable X. I love Aerodrome. I'm not going to choose a platform crypto because I feel like it's a cop-out to say Solana or Ethereum or something, so I'm not going to say those, but I do love them. And then I would say, let's see, Immutable, Morpho. God, it's either Maple Finance or it's Aerodrome. And then I would almost include Penguin in the mix. I've said 12 coins now at this point. I'm sorry.
You only had 3.
Are you back in Aerodrome? Are you back into Aerodrome now?
No, I don't have any Aerodrome right now.
Okay.
Cosmic?
Because everybody asks that, it seems like. Going through your lives. You still like Aerodrome?
Yeah, I do still like it. Do you own it? I don't right now. Why not? I just like Morpho a little bit more.
Cosmic?
Obviously, I shouldn't have to say my convictions. I've been showing them for years. Algorand being one of my favorites. It's still one of the most technically sound L1s, built for compliance, scalability. I mean, it's a financial grade token. You guys, come on, this is good stuff. Also HBAR, and today there was some news about HBAR, Hedera. And it's funny how, how I first really got introduced to you, that the first video I made, just kind of like having fun with you, was when Hedera had pumped off of the news that there was some tokenized stock that was being put on today.
Oh,
You remember that?
Yeah,
You remember
yeah.
that? Yeah, that's when I first met you. That was my first Cosmic and Will video I've ever made. It's special to me. I always think that. So anytime Hedera has great news, like it being selected for Wyoming's Frontier Stable token front, the first U.S. state issued stable token, it just I think of you and I think of that moment. And wow, man, it's gone pretty far since 3 cents. I think it's going to keep doing good. But I'll keep going. So obviously, XRP as well. Is my largest bag right now. Not for the reasons that maybe a lot of people in the XRP community believed, but I do see it making some good money.
Okay,
Yeah,
gents.
and I did see some comments on this. Okay, man, I just gotta say this. I didn't mention Pengu because I wouldn't necessarily consider it a utility token, but there is some utility for it. They're adding some more, and I do think Pengu is the token that you go on Twitter and it's like, in 2020 you missed blah, in 2021 you missed this coin, in 2022 you missed this coin. I think in 2025 or in 2026 the answer is going to be Pengu.
I think it's going to be XRP. It's really the next one. I mean,
Yeah.
look at it. You got Bitcoin, you got Ethereum, and then look, now you got XRP because it has one of the largest communities. And what do you got to have for your token to really get there to the next level? Well, you have to have somebody that's memorable in it, right? You almost have to have that cult-like following, which it's got, and a huge community. And that community has been weathered and tested and freaking blown up to shreds and still came out holding the bag. Some of them, I wasn't one of them. I didn't pick it up, got more of it until the market left without it. And I seen that was the play that most crypto bros like yourself was offsides on. And I exploited it and I went heavy into it.
Which is in the spirit of keeping in good timing here. I want to skip forward to the next thing, which is a good bridge. Please explain the market cap multiplier. And I'm going to ask who would like to go first.
I mean, it's real simple, right? It's estimating how much a coin's price could increase, based upon its total market cap. And I'm one of those crypto bros that will definitely tell you market cap matters. Never listen to that until it doesn't, right? One day, if it doesn't, great, then maybe. But right now, market cap matters.
Will?
Yeah, so if you want to, all market cap is it is a simple multiplication of how much supply of the token is there, and what's the price? That's it. So as more supply gets added, then the market cap increases. Does market cap matter if you are an investor or trader? Yes, it does, because you want to find something that has a smaller market cap to get multiples. It makes it less money entering it, makes it give you a 1x or a 2x or a 3x, right? So it matters in that sense. Does it matter in sense of the solution being adopted in any way, shape, or form? No. So it depends on what conversation you're having.
Okay.
Okay.
This one's a pointed comment.
I just want to point out, got about 10. I have 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just to close on that, remember, market cap equals price times circulating supply, if you were curious about the equation on that.
All right, guys. What's one concept you think the other creator doesn't understand yet? Let's go with Will. You look inquisitive.
I don't know what to say, and Cosmic, do not take this personally, but I don't watch Cosmic's content. I don't watch Alex's or Evan. I don't watch any other content creators' content in crypto. My TikTok feed is full of puppies, silly skits, Dragon Ball Z breakdown videos, and other random anime things. I know Cosmic's content because he started stitching my stuff, and I was like, oh shit, he's poking fun of me, and I was like, oh wait, no, this shit's hilarious. And I was like, oh, I think people will love this shit. And I've seen some videos, but honestly, I have not consumed enough Cosmic content to have an idea as to, you know, a gap in your knowledge and what it could be. So I do not have a good answer for this, and I leave myself wide open for retorts.
Go ahead.
God,
Cosmic?
I gotta change the sword. I did. The thrust is no longer an option.
Russ, go for it.
No, I'm just kidding. I would say that you know, market sentiment. Here's the one thing that I know to be true is during these 3 years of me making content, whenever the crowd had gotten together and said, "Hey, we believe this is what's going to happen," 9 times out of 10, it's been wrong. 100% of the time. We've seen it when I started making videos about Solana, right? It was like under $10. I was making videos and people were just most 90%, I'm a clown, right? We've seen it throughout the 12K Bitcoin camp. Everybody believed Bitcoin has to go back to 12K. Do you remember that? Were you on that camp? I can't remember. But I know some others were.
12K, but I was lower, but I think I was saying it was like 50K is what I was saying at the time, but I can't remember exactly where it was. I might be misremembered, but I was definitely saying lower.
Yeah, but just understanding the market sentiment, sometimes it's more than just looking at a 3-hour chart, right? Sometimes it's stepping back and actually looking at where people, you know, are headed based upon the comments that you're seeing, you know, by asking questions and actually listening to what people are saying. And when I started doing that, it's been a big, huge change for me in understanding more market dynamics through sentiment, realizing that the crowd 9 times out of 10 is never right.
Plenty of dollars to donuts for you there, Vocal Value. Sorry, there was just a comment. Touches his hair one more time. Yeah. It's also interesting just being a content creator in general, just kind of riffing out what you said, Cosmic, of market sentiment. You get like your fingers way more on the pulse, just based on like how on fire your comment section is with like death threats or you know, just like people being pissed off, angry, like calling it a scam, or it's like, oh, Bitcoin will never be gold, or just, you know, all that kind of stuff, and you're like, this is growing, which means it must be time to deploy more.
Okay, guys.
Perfect. Thank you for
I'm going to
being
move you guys on to. I'm going to move everyone on to round 2. It's going to be 3 questions. I'm going to give them directly to you guys. Okay, so we're going to start with Will first, just because Cosmic won the coin toss at the beginning. So Will, these are the 3 questions that I have picked in random out of the amazing questions that were given. It's just for to expedite this process. The first question is, Will, are you paid by Polygon, and would you trade positions with Cosmic for monetary reasons if given the opportunity?
Wait, so first of all, I'm not currently being paid by Polygon, but they did pay us for a 2-month time period. They sponsored the Rise Up Morning Show, did a bunch of great work with them, and then they had like some turnover, and then they ended up not renewing. But we got a bunch of stellar reviews, and they're still super helpful opening up doors for us, so appreciate that. But no, I'm currently not paid by Polygon. But hopefully we have some sponsorship announcements very soon, which will be cool. And now, would I trade spots with Cosmic, like our lives change? Totally? Is it we have...
Monetary.
That was a weird
Monetary
question,
spots.
right? It was a weird question.
Yeah, right. Is it our lives change? Is it just our TikTok profiles? Is it...
Just the money.
No.
Dollar bills. No. Okay.
No.
All right.
I'm good.
Okay. Fair.
I'm good in
happy?
my home, in my dojo. Yeah.
All right. I see all the swords behind you. Have you ever, we've had this conversation before. Have you ever tried modeling? And if so, what did you model?
I have never tried I've never done modeling. I have done one shoot to create a modeling portfolio, but then COVID happened, and then it just never happened. However, I was at a modeling agency 2 weeks ago to go meet a few folk who I know, and they were also giving away a bunch of clothes and stuff. So I went there to go grab a bunch of shit for my girlfriend, and just said hi and stuff. And like, I'm actually thinking about hitting them up and doing a workshop at some point over the next couple of months or so, and maybe building that out again. building out
Okay.
that, because it would also it would give me a bunch of good content for like Instagram and shit and for other things. But that's that.
And then the last question: what is your biggest argument proving that Cosmic Crypto's thesis is absolute bullshit?
Well, what's Cosmic's thesis?
Cosmic?
Basically what we already talked about. I think we've already kind of killed it off where I'm thinking the top is going to be at.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. With you saying the top
Yeah.
will be October, right? Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
the top will be October, but I think it's very likely.
I feel like we're close. We could be close in
Yeah.
timing for the next dip.
I think a local top was potentially like a few weeks ago, but I think it's just local
is it
because
fair
I
to
think
s-
the cycle's very different now.
is it fair to say you're more going towards the TradFi thing way of cycles, in the stock market?
Yes, I do think that. I think you're going to see much longer bull runs, and when bear runs happen, I think they'll be shorter. But we've seen gold have a long bear run before as well. But I just think you're going to see bull runs last much longer and bear runs last a shorter period of time, at least for the next few years, while institutional financial world gets its first taste of Bitcoin for the first time. That's what I think will happen. And then once everyone's kind of satiated with Bitcoin, I think you'll see a very different market shift as well.
Okay. Thank you. Well, appreciate that. Cosmic, this question came directly from the chat. Do you secretly have a crush on Bullish Babe?
I mean, who doesn't? I mean, it's Bullish Babe. She's got Babe in the name. No, she's awesome. I love her to death. But not in that kind of way, though. Definitely not that kind of way.
It's fair. Speaking of Algorand earlier, sorry, we're going to have to rekey your accounts.
Thank you.
Why did that happen? Like, what happened? And what were the measures taken to ensure safety in the future by Algorand?
So I'm thinking they're talking about, because that question is kind of vague. But I do remember in 2023 with my Algo wallet, it was a popular Algorand browser based wallet, and it experienced like a security breach. Some of the users' private keys, I guess, got compromised. But it wasn't like an exploit of Algorand, the network. It was poor key management or phishing vulnerabilities at that wallet level. So the cool thing was that users were urged to rekey their accounts. And actually, Algorand is the only blockchain that actually allows this feature of rekeying, which is actually pretty cool. Where you can keep the same address while signing a new private key. So it's like basically changing the locks of your house without having to move. So, but they've obviously worked on doing more security. Algorand said, "Hey, we suggest you go to a hardware wallet like Ledger or something like that." They emphasize the use of that. The Para wallet, which is brand new, pushed a lot of updates to harden security and better guide the users. So, I know I'll cut it short because William has had a little bit of time here. So,
Okay. How do you come up with your funny content? Is it inspired by your bull?
growing up, not really having that much money, I had to have imagination to keep me and my brother occupied. We played like the army dodgeball, but we'd use like duct tape. That's what we had. Made up funny rules and things, and I've been good at just using my imagination. Sometimes I really don't go in the garage with an idea, and I just start hearing a sound, and then maybe I see a video of William, and I'm like, man, this would be funny. I haven't fucked with William in a long time. Let me do this one. And he loves those, by the way. Mm-hmm. I have a whole montage I should make.
I do. No, I sometimes when I make a video and there'll be a weird face or something in it, I go, that's going to be a screenshot. And then I see it and I'm like, son of a bitch. He's got a good eye for that. Damn it. Yeah.
So, guys, I'm looking at the gifts being given. It's 25.7 to 25.4. If this is any indication of where this is headed, it's going to be a close one. So I did say at the very beginning, guys, that we're going to have a vote I am going to activate that vote right now. Now, I did also see you guys talk in the chat about the questions. Well, this is your chance to ask a few questions while you're voting. So if you want to ask a question to either Will or Cosmic, come on up. So guys, come on up if you want to ask that question. I heard you guys talk a lot of smack talk down there, but now it's on you guys to bring the heat.
Oh, somebody asked in the chat, hey, Will, are you a plant from base?
If I was a plant from base, I'd be bald, guys. Come on, obviously. Like, you know, it's funny if you see base at any crypto conference, they're all bald. It's hilarious. But I am a plant from OnlyFans to bring all of you over and to get your real money that way.
Do you remember when I asked you about that?
Oh yeah. I know it's funny. I've talked especially because the Rise Up morning show. Like it would be so easy. It would be so easy to have a Rise Up OnlyFans account. Oh,
hey, quit thinking about making the viewers think about your crotch rocket right when they're trying to vote. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Me and Will was able to answer anything. I agreed to anything.
Yeah, and you know we can always debate and argue about XRP, but you know outside of that we agree on a lot.
I had XRP questions, but unfortunately, time was not on our side.
Yeah,
interested in small crypto projects. I tell you one that got I guess I got FOMO'd into Leo. That one I wasn't going to rotate much, I don't think, when things start moving. But depending on where we're at in the risk curve, I think maybe I might grab a little bit of that just for fun. But I don't think I'm going to be doing too much of a rotation. I don't think.
No real liberty.
I bought a little WLFI when it hit like 20 cents, but it was just like a tiny little bit. I was just like, let's see how this goes. And like it's obviously down. Oh yeah, shit! And then they blacklisted Justin Sun.
That's crazy.
What the hell's happening here? But yeah, it's nuts. But no, I'm not paying attention to small tokens much right now because I'm more so positioning myself for ETF related plays or like real strong DeFi plays that I feel good about. But like. DeFi Tuna got put on my radar screen by the White Whale, and then we had, the CEO of DeFi Tuna on the show and spoke to him. And I think it's like a very high risk, very high reward DeFi solution that's great for bull runs, bad for bear runs. And then, what was it? DeFi Carrot is an interesting new one that's small, that's doing something from a lending standpoint that has more tax incentives. But there's something to look into that.
Okay, guys, we have two people who wanted to ask questions. We'll start with Crypto Cousins, I think.
Hi. Yeah, I just couldn't leave the whole night without saying hi for real, face to face. I've been watching Cosmic for way long, and I love that Cosmic just never gave up on his Algorand. Like, he was there day and night in his kitchen on the road. I love the creativity of not just being a talking head. You were just great. So I just want to take a chance to say that I was a fan for the whole year. And I also get a kick out of you and Bullish Babe together. However that happened, but it's cool. And Will, the time I saw you connect with Cosmic, you were in your bed and you were laying face forward at the camera, full body, face forward, and you had just realized that Cosmic was tearing you to shreds publicly. And you just got hysterical. You thought it was a riot, and that touched my heart too. So, I mean, Mr. Fantasy, that you brought these guys together for a debate is so funny because it's ironic. Because they adore each other. And like the whole last hour and a half I've been watching, I didn't hear anybody debating.
It wasn't much of a debate. Sorry.
Maybe that was just so.
You are absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you.
So I was in the military for 8 years, right? And what really banded me to my brothers were that we all went through an experience together. We all experienced similar things, going through boot camp together. You can link up with any military guy and then have some type of shared experiences. We have that in crypto too, right? A lot of us been here a while. We've had to go through FTX and all the stresses and some of us even longer ago, and that really does bond us together and brothers more than anything else.
Sean, you wanted to ask a question?
Do you guys have any opinion on Fetch AI?
On Fetch, my opinion on the AI trend in general is that AI trend started with projects like Render, and then it turned into, we'll take AI models and we'll put them on the blockchain, and Fetch AI is in that category. And then it's transitioned towards AI agents specifically. So I think the AI agent trend is the hotter trend that Fetch AI isn't exactly in right now. But at the same time, when the AI trend gets hot again in crypto, I think Fetch will be one of the coins that can rebound.
I agree. Same. I think it's going to float with everything else. Whether it catches a bit, it could with the AI narrative starts popping off or something like that. Besides that, I kind of forgot about it until you mentioned it. That's one of those.
Last question of the evening goes to my man B-Rose. B-Rose, what do you have to ask?
Oh, well, since I came late, I just wanted him to recap everything, please. Or if somebody please send me the screen record. I just want to thank both of you guys. The difference of opinion, but also a little class shown with a little humor on top. That's what this space needs. So both Will, Cosmic, you guys are great for the space. I just want to show my appreciation. The question I have is narrative next cycle. What do you think the narrative is going to lean toward? Is it going to be more RWA? What should people in the bear market have their attention focused on?
Yeah. So first of all, you saying tokenization of real world assets made me realize that was the third narrative I wanted to say like an hour ago when we had that question. But I think tokenization of real world assets stays really hot. DeFi stays hot. I think Web3 gaming comes back. But I think the trend that has really died off that I bet you see have a resurgence again is decentralized science. It's not a narrative that I like a lot because I used to work with companies in the space and it's incredibly regulated, and I just don't see decentralized science getting a strong play there despite there being some good it can do. But you have folks like CZ, the former head of Binance, he's investing a ton of money into that space. And so I think you see DeSci kind of make some noise again. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be the tokenization of real world assets, DeFi, and then Web3 gaming still.
I agree. And I think the real narratives that combine speculation with utility and scalability, I think will be the big winners. RWA, DePIN, possibly gaming if they can make it fucking fun. Make it fun.
Pudgy Party is really fun. You can use my referral code.
Okay, but send it to me.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. First of all, before I say anything, the very fact that you guys brought both these gentlemen up to 32.4K in gifts, good for you guys.
Oh, damn. Yeah, we're tied right there.
Thank you for your love and support for these two. Thank you for your love and support for Sarah. Sarah, you were an absolute G today. Thank you very much.
Wow.
But to you guys, thanks for being here. Really, we all appreciate it.
Something knocked off my bucket list.
I just want to say this. From my perspective, and I'm sure you two feel the same, Sarah. I know you feel the same. We don't have to have negative debates. We don't have to be at each other's throats. We don't always have to see eye to eye. This was a great example of that. And yes, these guys do have a lot of similarities. They're both really smart. So back to what the score was. Now, when Carol was talking, I knew it was going to actually disappear, so I wrote it down quickly. At first place, at 63.93%, it's the one, the only, the crypto.
Yes!
Give it up for Cosmic Crypto. Good job.
Thank you!
Will Watson, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Sarah, thank you. Guys, this has been fun. We'll see
I think all
you
the
guys
Cosmic
on
Crypto bots came in and voted at one time. They all came in.
Congrats.
Cosmic, do you have anything to say?
First off, wow, this was an awesome experience. You guys are awesome. Like, I wasn't expecting this, and you, the way you look, Caveman, and to even get William on here was just amazing. Love you, brother. A lot of respect for you. We're gonna have our differences, but that's okay because that's what brothers do.
Hey, dude, it's a lot of fun to do this, and Caveman, thanks for putting this together. It was fun. I'll win next time.
You got
son
it.
of a bitch.
Send me my
And now
shirt.
it's time for Thursday Night Football.
You can buy your own shirt.